Everything is going. We're good. I got my You know, I wish I was a badass. This is just San Pellegrino. And we are ready to talk back to school. Hi everyone, my name is Joey Kidney. If you're new here, I talk about everything that nobody else wants to. Literally though, everything that people are too shy or too scared to talk about, I for some reason find so much interest in it that I genuinely want to talk to you about it. A little while ago, I asked you guys to submit your worries, your scares, what makes you anxious, what terrifies you about going back to school. Yeah, I know, it's scary. And I mean, when I was your age, well, how old are you when you're, I haven't been back to school and it's been like 3 years. Isn't that insane? But when I did go back to school, I was terrified. I was so scared. I didn't want to do it just like you did. And it wasn't until I got out of school where I learned about all the insight that school has brought to me. So after posting this on my story, how many people did it? How many people? How many people? How many people? Holy. 524 people sent paragraphs and paragraphs about what they are terrified of. And I want to say that number, and I'm not trying to exaggerate and say thousands. I'm going to give you a specific number and say 524 people, because that is the number of people that were worried. 1,000 people swiped up on the story to fill out this form, to fill out a freaking Google form. 1,000 people swiped up. They didn't even know what it was about. Then they found out that it was back to school, and 524 people had worries. And if that doesn't make you feel less alone, then hopefully this conversation will. So, without further ado, let's get started. Anxious, anxious, anxious. It's my last year of high school, and the first few months will be hectic with college applications. I'm extremely scared of not getting into at least some of the colleges I apply to. You have an amazing opportunity at your fingertips where you are right now, and I want you to suck this in as much as possible. A lot of the times we take where we are for granted and the applications that we're able to submit for granted. A lot of people don't even get the chance or the position to apply to anything. And to apply to a college which then could get you an amazing job for your future, that is something that should really, really comfort you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, I'm trying to make you feel amazing. You have the opportunity to apply to amazing schools for yourself and for you to excel in your future. I think it should be something that you are more excited to rather than scared. I have really bad depression, and sometimes it's really hard to keep up with my schoolwork, and my biggest worry is that sometimes teachers just don't get it. I'm a high grade student, but sometimes you just can't, you know? Actually, I don't know. I was not a high grade student. I was like a B student. Anyways, I just hate that look that you get from your teachers when you tell them it's the same thing as having the flu. That's my least favorite thing about school, if I'm honest. That's why I make these videos. That's why we're talking about this. That's why we're trying to open up this conversation. Because when you go up to your teacher and you say, hey, I had a really, really rough night last night, and this isn't an excuse. This is not something you can say every night or every time that this happens or every occurrence. This is something where in a major situation, you can go up to them and say, hey, I had a really bad panic attack last night. I was very depressed. I couldn't even get out of my bed. And I don't expect you to understand, but this is something I'm really dealing with, and it's really put a stunt on me excelling my schoolwork. Wow, if I was a teacher, I would buy that. But at the end of the day, if that's something that you don't go for, if that's something that you don't tell your teacher, then not only for you, but for the rest of your students that teacher touches, in the arms of the angel. That sounds wrong. The rest of the students that teacher has, when they bring up that topic, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be that same look of not knowing what this is. Depression, anxiety, it affects everything that we do. If it becomes more of a conversation within our schools and our teachers, then I believe it's something that we can work towards and work with versus completely just stop. I don't believe that because you have depression or because you have anxiety means that you shouldn't give a presentation or you shouldn't finish an exam. I believe it's time to maybe change something and say, okay, well, if you can't give this presentation in front of people, let's do it at lunch hour. Simple stuff like that. I'm in college. What worries me most are my grades, which have been hold on. I'm telling you right now, college, the grades shouldn't worry you the most. It should be literally just making out of their life, which have been affected by my anxiety, my depression. And despite studying, I can't see good grades, and I'm really afraid of failing. I started 2 weeks ago, and I'm trying to be better than the last semester, so I feel proud about my hard work. Change the way you study. That's your answer. It seems like you're expecting yourself to get good grades without actually trying. You're saying you want to feel proud about your hard work, but you need to put the hard work in. Hard work isn't just doing the same thing over and over again. The hard work is finding new ways to do it to excel, to be even better. You say that you want better grades. Well, you can't do the same thing you did last time, especially when you want better than last time. You have to go harder. You have to study more. I understand your anxiety and your depression is getting in the way, but work harder to surpass that. It's not an easier said than done answer like anything else. And I'm also not giving you a cookie cutter answer because that's not what this channel is about. If you want something, work harder for it. Don't let anything get in your way, not even yourself. I'm not going back to school, but I did finish. I did 2 years of broadcasting, 1 year of makeup, and now I feel weird not going back to school. Literally same. Being done, which is an accomplishment. I feel proud that I finished, but I feel like I don't know where to go from here. I know I want to work in makeup and do freelance, but my parents expect me to do more, like work in television. I feel pressure from my brother who is successful with his job. I'm doing my best job at Sephora as a makeup artist, but my parents aren't too proud and want me to do more. I feel like they're not proud of me, which makes me feel sad. I'm constantly arguing with them to try and understand me. And at this point, I feel like I need to move out, but I don't have money. But I think me working and saving up will be able to move out and be my own person. Okay, hold on. You're complaining that your parents want you to do better in life. Think about that. My mom would always tell me, oh, this YouTube thing's not a good idea. You need a plan B. And I was like, screw you, Mom. I hate you. I never said that, but I thought it. At the time, I was so heated that I didn't think, oh, my mom's literally just worrying for me. She's trying to look out for me because if one thing fails, there's always something else. She wants me to succeed in every way possible. And I think that's what your parents are doing as well. You went for 2 years of broadcasting school. No one goes to school for broadcasting and doesn't have an interest in it. And I think if you like makeup and you like broadcasting, boom, why not do both? There are makeup artists on set at every broadcasting studio ever, whether it's a film, whether it's TV, whether it's radio. Probably not, but you never know. If working at Sephora is a sustainable job for you to move out and it's something you want to do for the rest of your life, then that's amazing. But after reading what you wrote, it seems like you want to do way more than even work at Sephora. I think you want to be more passionate so you can tell your parents to piss off. So why not take your makeup to the next level? Should I graduate early or would I be missing out on too many experiences? What experiences? Literally what experiences? What? The drinking, the smoking, the drugs, the sex, the stress from school, the...
I don't understand. Experiences, literally what experiences with the drinking, smoking, drugs, the sex, that?
Siri's confused too. Honestly, I didn't know where I was going. Listen, when you have two options, you need to understand this one thing. You can't experience both. There is no possible way for you to go and experience this at the same time. Shut up and do one. Shut up and just pick one. You ask the question, should I graduate early? And then you ask if you're missing out on anything, which means you want to graduate early, but you're scared you're gonna miss out. So your answer is in your question. Graduate early. You're not missing out on anything. If you're smart, be thankful. I struggled through high school. I don't know how to do long division. Sue me. If you do, take that and run, because that's an amazing skill. There's a lot of amazing skills, and if you are able to graduate early, whether it's smarts or I don't know what other reason there is, do it. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. The only thing that's gonna change about the people are you may miss a few drama, a few spilling tea sessions, and their birthdays. Who cares about a birthday? I'm a junior in college this year. I'm going to be completing an internship in my career field for a class credit and taking truly amazing classes with fantastic professors, but I'm terrified. I'm overwhelmed, my schedule, and won't have room for social life. The balance between taking advantage of my academic opportunities and taking advantage of being surrounded by 20-year-olds is the hardest challenge I've ever had to face, with more responsibilities than have ever been on my plate. I'm so blessed to have these problems, but that doesn't stop me from stressing. Wow. That was like written in the best way. Wow. What you're experiencing right now, this stress, is being a 20-year-old. You're not missing out on any other feeling. Being this 20-year-old, going to college, studying, being stressed out, that's being a 20-year-old. The only thing you're gonna be missing is the partying and just more stressed out talking. And I promise you, you're not gonna be taking this class alone, and you're not gonna be studying an internship alone. There's still gonna be people out there in the world. And you also have to understand, just because you're 20 doesn't mean you have to be friends with 20-year-olds. I'm 23 and one of my best friends is 34. And honestly, I get along with them 10 times better than I do with 23-year-olds. So don't limit yourself to what you think society wants you or needs you to do. Hi, this is probably gonna be one of the short ones, but I struggle with constantly worrying if I'm fitting in, constant worrying worry that I'm being judged by the people around me, and self-doubt. Overall, school isn't a very enjoyable time for me because it causes anxiety to spike, and I have at least 2 anxiety attacks every day, and I haven't quite figured out what triggers them or how to control the situation and relax. I'm in high school, and it seems like everyone knows what they want to do with their lives and have it mapped out. Like, they know what college they want to go to or what jobs they want to get and all that. I haven't even started thinking about that stuff. I mean, yeah, I want to go to college, but I'm not sure where to start. I really can't help you here because you didn't tell me any of your interests, but I can guarantee you that you sending this message with the 524 other people means that you do fit in. And if fitting in is something that you want to go for, congratulations, you did it, but I don't think that's something we should strive to do. You're talking about your anxiety attacks like it is something negative. That is your body screaming at you. So instead of worrying about how other people are going to be seeing you, I think you should really worry about how you're seeing yourself right now. That should be your number 1 priority, is figuring out why these anxiety attacks are happening. And it seems like you kind of fit all the answers in this paragraph to figure that out. So I want you to read this back over and then reanalyze that and apply it to yourself. School. I'm not sure if I want to go back to Algonquin. Algonquin is a school near me. And to continue graphic design this term, it'll be my 5th year being first year in college. Whoa. Not like that matters, but I'm feeling so lost right now. I feel like if I were to apply, I'll quit once again. I've never been a quitter in high school, and not until I got diagnosed with social anxiety, general anxiety, and depression. Hold on. You think because of your mental illness diagnosis, that makes you a quitter? What makes you a quitter is that you're being a coward. That's not a mental illness. I find I've been going easier on myself, which makes me regret getting help or diagnosed. Usually I would be talking to my best friend about this, but she's away in Toronto in a hospital because of her own mental illness. She's recently got diagnosed with bipolar. Why are you comparing yourself? Why this doesn't matter. She also doesn't want to see me or come back to Ottawa anyways. If I want, what the fuck? What the hell just happened? If I don't go to school, I know I'll be wasting away my days at home once again. What do I do? Your first year in college. I'm guessing that means you've quit 5 times. Maybe college isn't for you. Partly the reason why you might be feeling so negative about yourself is because you're putting yourself in negative situations. If you don't want to go to school, don't go to school. No one's forcing you to go to school. If we're placing ourselves in a negative situation in the first place and then just being negative on ourselves, we're never going to get out of that hole. We keep digging and digging and digging and digging. Next thing you know, the ladder doesn't reach the top. So instead of complaining about dropping out and being a quitter, stop putting yourself in situations where you can quit. Okay, so I'm really scared to go back to school, and I've got 3 main reasons. Here we go. Buckle in, folks. I really hate speaking in front of a large group and giving presentations. Fair. The last 4 years, I haven't gotten that many friends. I've been left behind by a large amount of friends, and I'm scared about going this is gonna happen again, and I'm gonna end up alone again. You and your friends have parted for a reason. Don't try to get back with them. It's a good reason. When people leave your life, it's not negative. Believe it. So having that space to invite new positive people, be happy about that. And 3, I'm afraid of getting bullied again. Bullying happens. I'm not gonna tell you that we can solve it. I'm not gonna tell you that it's never gonna happen. But I am gonna tell you that there's not a person out there that doesn't bully. We constantly make negative comments, whether it's towards ourselves or it's toward the person beside us. What you can do is you can be there for yourself. Bullying is something that I don't believe we can necessarily solve. And I know there's so many campaigns for it and bullying and this and that, and I love that, and that's amazing. But at the end of the day, we can't solve everything that's going on in here for everybody else. So what I really want you to do is make sure you're strong enough to handle it. I'm not gonna give you the cookie cutter answer that saying that it's not gonna happen, because it probably will. It might. It's high school. People are going through so many changes, they don't know how to handle it, and they take it out on other people. Make sure you can handle it. Prepare yourself for it. And make sure you're not negative towards yourself. Because if somebody's throwing trash at you and then you're going home and doing the same thing, that you're not winning the game here. So help yourself. And on to our last question. I'm going into first year of college and moving to a much bigger city, not staying in res. I'm terrified that I'm not gonna meet people and leaving my closest friends, and that's going to be insanely overwhelming. How are you supposed to just push through it and do it? Put yourself in the situation. That's it. You're talking prior to the actual situation. So of course there's gonna be nerves, of course there's gonna be worries, but once you actually get there, your body's gonna go in self-drive and auto-control and autopilot, and it's just gonna go. All of these worries in general that I've received, these 500 worries that I've received, these are all very intelligent people and that are very aware of what's going on in their life. There's a lot of people that when they realize something negative is happening in their lives, they think it's a bad thing. That's an amazing thing that you're able to even realize that. So everybody who's going through everything right now, you are so fucking strong. I know I'm not supposed to swear, but I had to right there. I really want you to know that. So you're pushing through it, you're doing it, you are doing it right now. You're asking this question because it's something that you want to make sure you take care of. But I'm telling you right now, I cannot give you the answer. There's no math equation, there's no formula. It is simply living it. And that's what I think you need to do. Anyways, guys, that is it for the back to school episode of answering your little questions. If you guys want to see another episode like this, make sure you leave a comment down below and hopefully I can get to more of your questions because we still have hundreds and hundreds more. Make sure you give this a like, and if you want to join the family, hit the join button or the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on that bell notification, and I'll see you guys next week. Stay you, stay beautiful, and listen to the Happy Times podcast. Bye.